Okay, so we had CitizenCon last weekend. We had a blast. We had a winner to our $700 scoundrel pack. It was Malcolm Den, who was super nice, and then donated it to somebody who he thought deserved it better, which is the DG360 way, because, you know, that's the type of people we have in our community. Really good people. And we had a blast at CitizenCon, and now last night we watched Asmongold react to Squadron 42, and today I want to kind of see what Dr. DiSRESPECT thinks. He's going to be watching Asmongold, so we're going to break it down into like 3 different streamceptions right now. Pepe, if you could do that for us, and we're going to watch kind of Dr. DiSRESPECT reacting to Asmongold while he's watching the Star Engine. It's 7 minutes long. It kind of cuts it up, and I'll comment in there after I hear what Dr. DiSRESPECT has to say.
Oh, Star Citizen.
It's awfully low.
Star
Pepe,
Citizen
try and raise those
engine.
levels.
Star Citizen and engine and Star Citizen's game engine is crazy. It says Asmongold TV. Well, if you don't mind, Asmon, I'm gonna watch your video. And if you got a problem, with it, Asmon, hey, Asmon, if you got a problem with me watching your video, right? Then I'll talk to you off stream.
So stupid.
As one continuous shot without loading screen.
I can barely hear Pepe. You got it up all the way? All right.
Oh, so, yeah, I get it.
Jeez, what are you streaming? 720?
By the way, did you guys notice while we were watching this, when they introduced the Star Engine, that this is the exact kind of opening sequence that Origin had on Wing Commander? Remember the Origin games? How at the beginning of every Origin game they had like the symphony and the fireworks and everything? I don't think a lot of people even reported that. But Red Bear, you remember that, dude? Good. I'm glad you do, Red Bear. I didn't hear anybody talk about that at all. I thought this was like a really great inspirational back to Origin's roots, like the roots, right? This is an homage to Origin, you know, the way that they started it out here. I thought that was so perfect.
That's like the sun. I guess the blue one's Earth.
That's pretty, that's a good observation.
What was the observation?
What do you think that white one over there is?
Solar system size game spaces.
I can barely hear this. You got it up all the way, Pepe?
I didn't see that.
16-bit large world coordinates engine.
That's. Can you move your camera out of the way, Asmon?
Well, why haven't they had a loading screen yet?
Because it's seamless.
I played Starfield, and I feel like I would have had 3 by now.
That's true. You're onto something.
I love Dr. DiSRESPECT's commentary.
Okay, then do it.
Okay, then yeah, show us then. What the hell are these guys? What are these guys talking about, Asmon?
Let me see it.
Put them in check.
I love it. I love it. Dr. DiSRESPECT is a fan of Star Citizen. As his work in level design, because he's done level design before, he's got game development under the belt. So like when he's commenting on what he's watching here, he knows it's seamless. He knows everything there is to know about it. He's done the research on it. He's been looking forward to it. I can tell that Dr. DiSRESPECT has been looking forward to this game for a long time. I can tell you that Dr. DiSRESPECT knows a lot more about Star Citizen than Asmongold, and I can tell you that Dr. DiSRESPECT does not know enough about Star Citizen as I do, you know, and levels of when you're looking at the screen right now of how much information is inside of each of these streamers' heads when it comes to Star Citizen, you would go with the large bald one that we call the banana fountain.
Banana fountain.
I happen to know quite a bit about it. Too much, maybe.
Plans without loading screens or boundaries. Okay, then do it.
Yeah, show us.
Oh shit!
Exactly.
Whoa,
exactly,
watch out!
Stunner.
Oh, that's the space station.
Okay. I like this. What do you think?
Physically made atmospheres with multiple light scattering.
Then go through that cloud cover if you can, right there. Prove that you're the best engine in the entire world that has ever existed. Show me.
Well, I can tell it's fake because it's not flat.
That's true.
Oh, wow. Holy shit. So we actually... What the fuck?
I mean,
That's a
think
city.
about that.
Oh, my God.
Think about it too, right? All the people, all the hatred, and just look at what it can do that people really aren't comprehending. Look at everything Star Engine can do. Look at everything Star Citizen is, rather than just saying, oh, there's only one system. Let's look at that one system and let's actually break it down like this commercial did. This commercial was coming in from space, all seamless, coming down through a weather pattern, coming down here into a city, all these things loaded. The scale of this is enormous. This one system of Stanton is more gameplay than most combined that say that their entire worlds, that, you know, like all these games that say we're so big, we got such scale. They have nothing. They have nothing compared to Star Citizen. The scale is nothing compared to Star Citizen. Star Citizen, the scale of Star Citizen is ridiculously huge, but people don't ever really, they just like to brush that under the rug. They don't want to talk about that. That would be speaking positively about it. Oh, we can't speak positively about it, because if you speak positively about this, then you're a white knight, obviously. Right? I mean, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous to me. That criticism is so ridiculous.
Then show us, put us in a building and press play.
So why does Starfield have so many loading?
Hold on, Asmon. Put us in a building and press play.
Dr. Disrespect is excited. I like it. I like seeing him excited.
What? Locations populated instantly with characters and players. I can see why people donate money to this game now.
I've got millions invested, Asmon. I'll shoot you the guy's info.
Yeah, this looks very promising. It is, but wow. Physicalized frozen ocean. Really?
Don't tell me I can.
Real-time transit system? Oh! There's
How do you...
a guy in there from Japan who didn't pay for it.
How do you know all this information, Asmon?
Can you go into water? Or underneath the ice? There's like a frozen whale.
Asmon has no idea what's going on. I love Asmon. I love these two guys, by the way. These two streamers are awesome. Super commitment to their community. These are guys I consider like to be very real people on the internet, which is a very rare thing. So I have the utmost respect for both of these gentlemen below me. But it's funny hearing Asmon talk like this. He's like, frozen space whales under the ocean. Like, and you're like, no, Asmon, no, dude. Asmon's trying to make these observations. You know, he's feeling like his observations carry some type of weight or authority, or I don't know exactly what's going on with Asmon. He's just like spitballing. He's looking at it. He's like, frozen space whales.
Oh my god. It's like some sort of like fucking space station or something. Oh my god. This is gaming, man. Look at this. This is amazing. Still 2 hours. Really trying to turn it down. Fully interactive and explorable multi-crew spaceships.
Dude, I love I love him. Dr. Disrespect is so funny, dude.
Star Citizen, the spaceship's like what?
Oh, shit.
$6,000?
The stash. It's the stash figures. It's the
Holy
stash.
fuck. Oh, it's only 400? Oh, okay. Maybe I should buy one.
This engine doesn't stop, does it?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
It does
What
not.
is the point of them showing off the engine? Is it
The point is here's the engine. These are, I mean, like, you should know that. It's a commercial. It's a commercial for it to be licensed out. Like, basically, they're like, hey, come and get it. Come and get the Star Engine. They're going to find a way to monetize it. They would be stupid not to. I mean, that's pretty obvious. That's pretty obvious to me.
Is it to market the game?
Yeah, the ships look really nice.
Game
saw
looks sick.
This is
I'm actually surprised to hear him say that. I'm actually surprised to hear Dr. Disrespect say that.
unbelievable. Good or the 50,000 thing, incredible.
What's the point though? Are they making the trailer?
The point, I'll tell you what the point is. The point was perfect. It was symmetry. The CitizenCon was awesome. I remember in chat when we watched this presentation, this is how they started off CitizenCon with the Star Engine commercial, and essentially it was much more than just the commercial. They were pushing the engine and the limits and what it could do for developers to just hop on board and use Star Engine #1, which they're going to bring in lots of revenue from. And people were saying I didn't know what I was talking about years ago during the CryEngine bullshit when they had to go to court and Crytek was crying all the way home. And then when they got Lumberyard, which is an Amazon service basically, and they were using Lumberyard, and it's amalgam. It's like an amalgam between the two engines, and they call it Star Engine. So for people not aware what's going on, that's what Star Engine is. And it's evolved from where they've come from. It's been a long road to get here. And they're showing developers what this engine is capable of. And it was like, what? How long was this presentation, guys? Was this like a 20-minute? I think this was like a 20-minute introduction, and I was sucked in from the get-go. And the comments in the chat, some people were saying, boy, this is awfully long. Some people were starting to say this is kind of long. And I noticed, I was like, yeah, it is kind of long. And then I just didn't even care anymore. I got sucked in and I was like, yeah, cool. I'll watch this shit all day long. I could literally have watched an entire day of the introduction. I was sucked in. I was impressed. I thought this was a wonderful presentation. Whoever put this together like this, bravo to the team that put this introduction together to show us what's on the way. It was the perfect symbiosis of advertising the engine and also showing gamers what's next, like what's down the road, what you're going to see in the game. And not sandworm style either, like actual in-game assets. This was not like CGI, which is awesome. And I still see some people that is like, oh, this isn't even in the game yet. And they didn't even read that all this was shot seamlessly in one shot through the engine. They won't put that out there if they didn't do that. You know how many, they wouldn't hurt themselves like that. That would be one of the dumbest moves ever. And yet I do see commentary out there saying, oh yeah, they added the space cows and they added, I mean, the assets are in, the assets are worked, the assets are drawn, and they're put in, and they're in. Hence the introduction of this, and I see commentary like that.
Are the engines available or something?
Oh my fucking god! Trash, fake cinematic. Do you think the whole thing's
You
fake?
missed so much.
Yeah, probably is. You can tell it's fake because the Earth isn't flat.
Watch the new Squadron 42 trailer.
Fingers, you asshole. That was the science
Star
behind it.
Engine. TM.
I'm gonna be honest, guys. I could watch this for an hour. I could watch that shit for an hour. What the fuck, bro?
I could watch that all day.
It's like I've said though, man. I always thought that game. Anytime I see like footage of it, and then knowing what the scale is of the game, it's pretty impressive. It's just it's a long development process, and shit, if they can continue to development, why hate on it?
Yes, sir. You're not gonna hate me. Yes.
I'll tell you why they're hating on it. It's those that want to monetize you. It's the clickety clackers, man. It's the people creating the drama that doesn't even need to be there, man. You know, this is a world of adults making, these are employees making something very real for us. And to hear the fact that people still are yelling scam on this is just, it blows my mind, man. It's just a bunch of haters and trolls. That's all it is, man. And it's Star Citizen content creators that are basically monetizing you using the next clickbait tactic to get your click. That's why. That's why, Dr. Disrespect.
If they're still building on it.
Yeah, and he's absolutely right. Why hate it? Why?
Still actively being built.
Let them build it. Just
That's
let
a
them build it.
massive vision.
Absolutely. Scale beyond scale. This is one of the reasons I really like Dr. Disrespect. He's a fucking adult and he's viewing this as an adult. And you know, for people to get like that upset and that angry about it, I don't understand why they just don't like go outside and take a breath or like play another title. Like anytime I was upset at any game I was playing, which, you know, I would just play another game and leave it at that. But they're obviously, you know, making that hater bait. So you're clicking and they're monetizing you, period.
Let him build.
Let him build. He's right. Let him build.
Now, that might be a different perspective if, let's say, you've put a lot of money into the project and you're one of the...
Listen. Nobody's forcing anybody to spend money. I've heard this argument. Nobody is forcing anybody to spend any money. Like, obviously, if you're an adult, you're going to only spend what you can afford to lose. It's just like discretionary income. Then there's a small percentage of people that have addictions and problems, and they continue to buy and they continue to buy and buy and buy and buy. And that's an addiction and that's a mental illness. And there's a small percentage of people out there that have that issue with Star Citizen that do that. But it is such an infinitesimally small percentage of people that have that, and yet that is the narrative that gets exploded onto every like Star Citizen content creator channel that you see out there, that like they're victims, that you know, like, okay, yes, those people have an illness and it's a small percentage of people, but then they take that narrative and they spread it out to every single person ever that ever pledged for Star Citizen, that ever pledged for a pack of Star Citizen. Like we're all some type of victims. Like we all, the 99% of us that don't have that issue, like we got a problem. Like we can't spend discretionary income like adults. Like we're all victims. That's the narrative. It makes no sense to me that people continue a narrative like that at all. It's ridiculous.
Top guys looking at that going, man, where's my return on investment? I could see that. But you kind of have to know going into the project a little bit, no?
Yeah. Because you're spending your money. Right. Like he's right. Because like adults read. They read. Hey, newsflash. I don't read that much, Pepe. Is that what you just said? Pepe. I read all the time. Why do you think I got like a library in my bathroom? That's where I go to get away from you, Pepe. Asshole. Oh, Pepe, I can't stand. Why have I not fired you yet, Pepe?
Like if I'm making that game, I'm literally telling him saying, hey, it's going to take us 20 years to really get this thing going. Are you in? It's kind of on you as the investor, right? Like, you said 20 years? Yeah, why not? 3 years later, hey. 10 years later, hey. Anyways.
Man, it's been a long road. And it's going to be a lot more because of the scope. Because what they're doing is really, truly revolutionary. People go, oh, sure, DG. Yeah, sure, it's revolutionary. It is. It is. Look into it.